called the Chinese Threat. It's a well, let's go back to the first Gulf War. China was very impressed what the United States did to Saddam's military. At that time, the best in the Middle East. And within 100 hours, they simply brought Saddam's military to a stop with smart bombs and jet craft, and they just wiped it out. And Saddam's army surrendered. The Chinese government was very impressed in that. The People's Liberation are very impressed with it. And then they looked at themselves and they said, if we're going to go to war with them, that is what's going to happen to us. Them being the United States. So they went on a modernization plan. And they could. You might say the United States paid for it. All that stuff you got at Walmart? Yes. And they also did a plan to do this. Higher number of students from China entering the United States universities. What was, say, in 1985, there was 50,000 Communist Chinese students studying in the universities in the United States. It doubled. Right now it's up to somewhere about 350. That's a lot of people. Oh, yeah. And they have far removed themselves from libraries because everything's on internet now. Well, yeah, your whole library is, most books are being sold at university level on DVDs. Oh, they still have, books on the shelves, but one of the objects of the students is, so what was it, University of MIT used to go in there and literally copy every book in the library. Sit there and scan every page on every book in the library. Not to be used for inside the library, but for use in China. So they have additional library of MIT, Caltech, Stanford, things like that. There are Chinese students who go to school, and their purpose is that they're assigned to scan a book in their dorms, in the libraries, and of course that's all transmitted to Mother Russia. Or is it Father Russia? No, it has to be Mother Russia. No, it's not Mother Russia. Mother China. What am I talking about? Well, the Russians are doing the same thing. So if a book comes out of any importance, it's scanned. It goes into a bank somewhere in that thing. And how can you scan it? Cell phones. All Chinese-made cell phones are connected to mainframes in, I would say, China or the United States. Somewhere in Chinatown, each thing, like San Francisco, there's a mainframe connected to a mainframe somewhere else. It could be an offshore ship too. If you look into the cargo ships coming into the United States from China, Chinese cargo ships, there's a lot of computer equipment seem to be installed in it. Well, yeah. But China, the People's Liberation Army upgraded from 1990s. And if you really look at it now, it's like their Air Force. They have the latest stealth planes out there. What they used to do is keep the population busy building cities. Now they have a war industry that would rival the U.S. during World War II. Factory lines for this type of jet airplane, this type of tank, this type of landing craft, new ships, aircraft carriers, submarines. They're on the war footing. And they're planning to use it one of these days, modernize their People's Liberation Army. They're planning to invade Taiwan. And they know right now, when they do that, the second they put one troop on Taiwan, every U.S. carrier in the Pacific is sunk. It is figured. Every craft in the oceans is going under. Oh yeah, well, they're planning to go to war. Of course, if they go to war on, say, January 1st in this country, New Year's Day, they got 350,000 students in this country. Ooh, what a war it will be. But they're modernizing everything they have in their thing. Not only are they doing it in this place, they're doing it in space. What do you mean in space? For the last few years, it has been noticed that the Chinese have been in space cleaning up debris. What do you mean? Vacuuming space. Why? Because in their certain orbits around the planet, they are planning to launch 15,000 satellites. There are some companies in the United States planning to launch 10